I will nominate Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Supreme Court.
President Trump's pick to replace Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy took his first steps towards confirmation Tuesday. The 53-year-old earned high marks from GOP Senators Mitch McConnell and Chuck Grassley during a trip to Capitol Hill. After all, Kavanaugh is no stranger to Republicans in Washington.
It doesn't surprise me that he would pick someone that he thought would kind of drive right down the center of conservative orthodoxy.
George Washington University law professor Paul Schiff Berman says the president is likely trying to keep the support of that particular base. The Yale grad clerked for Justice Anthony Kennedy before serving on the independent counsel investigating President Bill Clinton. He later worked as a White House lawyer under President George W. Bush. In his nomination speech, Kavanaugh said he would keep an open mind as a justice.
My judicial philosophy is straightforward. A judge must be independent and must interpret the law, not make the law.
The pick sets the Senate up for a fight, even though Republicans don't technically need a single Democratic vote. The sticking points will largely surround presidential power and Roe v. Wade.
He's a very strong proponent, I think one could end up saying, of presidential power.
Dr. Philippa Strong of the Woodrow Wilson Center says all four semifinalists seem to believe in a strong presidency with relatively unchecked power. However, Kavanaugh is the only one to have written about it.
He thought the president could be held to account for any alleged misdeeds in office, and then later on seemed to have changed his mind about that and has said that the president should not, as we said earlier, have to deal with any kind of civil or criminal charges, that if there's displeasure with the president, impeachment is the way to go, but other than that, he should not be touched while he's in office.
Both Strum and Berman don't believe Judge Kavanaugh will state his opinion on Roe v. Wade during confirmation hearings, but they say he might not have to.
Concern is less that Kavanaugh or the court generally is literally going to overturn Roe versus Wade, though that is certainly possible. But I think it is more likely that they will retain Roe in name, but they will allow greater and greater state regulation.
Kavanaugh is said to be far more to the right of the man he's replacing, even though he did once work for him.
Justice Kennedy, for whom Judge Kavanaugh clerked, was one of the three people in a 1992 abortion rights decision who said this has been the law of the land for a long time. And I think Judge Kavanaugh might keep something like that in mind.
Do you expect him to be in the mold, more in the mold of Kennedy than of Scalia?
I would expect him to be more in the mode of Scalia. He has said that he is a strong constitutionalist, and I think a strong fundamentalist is a better word.
During a contentious midterm election season, the White House is hoping to move this confirmation process along and have Judge Kavanaugh on the bench by October 1st.